That's right. So Charisse Taylor says this all happened while her 2-year-old son was in the car. She can't believe this happened. And now she's headed to the VA to get some therapy.
You shouldn't have to navigate your own city like a war zone. You just should not. It's un-American.
Charisse Taylor protected our country for 15 years with the Air Force.
The crime is absolutely out of control, and it's terrifying at this point. Having to use the same tactics in an American city that you use in Iraq and Afghanistan simply to navigate through the city it's scary, and I'm not the only mom feeling this way.
Taylor says she was headed to pick up her husband on Friday. She was stuck in gridlock traffic on I-10. She says a group in a truck motioned to her to get over, so she let them. Next thing she knows, a man comes up to her passenger door.
So as he comes up, he's kind of close body on the car, and he's like, it wasn't just a small little tug. He's pretty aggressive trying to get the car door open. Makes eye contact with me. He's still trying to get it open a couple of times.
So Taylor picked up her gun.
A standard finger on the trigger, point, shoot.
Taylor didn't fire, but was ready to. The man eventually ran off. Taylor says what also has her on edge is that NOPD classified this crime as a disturbance. NOPD said the incident classification is based on the available information regarding the incident at the time the report was written.
It should be more than just a misdemeanor disturbance.
Michael Haggard is a crime and security expert.
The last thing you want is everyone having a weapon and having the wild, wild west. But when you're talking about a veteran, someone who's obviously trained, not only in handling a weapon, but also those types of situations, she can't wait to see if somebody has a weapon. If they're trying to force themselves into her car, she's got to defend herself.
And Taylor says she was ready to open fire to protect her son.
The emotion, honestly, your body kind of takes on a different form. I stayed in my body, of course, but everything transformed, and it's like, I've trained to do this, I've gone to classes, I'm prior military. If I have to pull this trigger, that's what I have to do.
And Taylor is also urging everybody tonight to drive with your doors locked and your windows up. So far, no arrests have been made in this.
Look, first off, I'm glad she survived. Second off, thank you for your service. Third off, don't get so close to a car to where you don't have an out. Jam-packed, yes, these things do happen. But try as much as you can to have a exfil, a method of egress. You know, also, this is the reason why I make people who were in the military take my training in its entirety. In Illinois, we are allowed by statute to give 8 hours of credit for the 16 hours of the concealed carry course. But those of us in the military who actually did training and paid attention to other folks in other branches of the military, we know that well over 3/4 of the military never comes close to even touching a M9, a M11, a M17, M18, any pistol variant. And if they get close, they're probably an armorer. Maybe they touch it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're an MP, SF, some kind of military police officer, tanker, or any other billet, or a pilot, any other billet or MOS where you actually touch a pistol. Other than that, 3/4 of the armed forces don't even touch pistols, right? So this is the reason why I make military veterans, regardless of your service, take my entire course. Here's some food for thought. If she is a 15-year military veteran of the Air Force, right? And that's a whole nother discussion right there, because 3/4 of those guys, they got it made so good, so easy. Like their job is, man, we don't even want to have that discussion, right? I mean, if you're saying that the job is hard, you're really lying to yourself. Technically smart, oh my God, just there in the brains, like wonderful. You know, barracks, that's a whole nother conversation. But just think about it. If a 15-year military veteran has to go to the VA simply because when confronted with a situation, she pulled her pistol and pointed, and she has to go get therapy. What do you think you're going to have to get? And you're not even a veteran of anything other than just your regular life. I knew when she said standard, finger on the trigger, point and shoot, that's not even close to being standard at all. So if her steps were wrong, if she has stress, if she doesn't even realize that in New Orleans, in the parts where she probably lives, that the tactics in Iraq you might actually have to use in certain urban cities depending upon the context of the situation. If that concept she couldn't grasp and she has to get therapy, do you think that with your little concealed carry course and your little pew that you ready? Thank you for your service. But you need more training. And so do you. Man, I'm glad she survived. But we got to do better. This is Instructor Mike, and you've been trained.